against Stunfisk and the Talonflame.
Oh, and we are in our first match. Here comes the Cresselia lead into Swampert, and it's counter swap into the Trevenant, and it's counter swapped into the Talonflame.
Oh my goodness, a lot of action right at the start of that game, but now we're matched up the Talonflame into the Trevenant, and this isn't terrible, because if this Trevenant can get the 2 Shadow Balls, it's really gonna threaten the Talonflame. It's gonna see if this is gonna be a bait. No, shields up on the Shadow Ball, great call.
Last second shield, Talonflame protecting against that high damage move, and we are going to see Talonflame return fire. Actually, no bubbles. Now, this is a strategy you want to get minimal charge, but the protect shield comes up regardless.
Yeah, mastery and timing there by GandalfTheYxllw, able to throw that right before, but no, the Trevenant hangs on to get to that second Shadow Ball here, and the second shield has to come up for Talonflame.
Flying versus grass? What? I don't think Trevenant got the memo. It takes both shields away from the flying type and fire type Talonflame.
But at least this Talonflame is ramped up, and it is gonna go for the huge bait. It's gonna throw a flame charge into this Swampert, and it's called. It's shielded.
This is a double boosted potential Brave Bird, so Swampert needs to protect itself, and it does. Let's see if it gets to another move. Oh my goodness, the Swampert gets there first. It's finally going to put an end to the Talonflame.
That Talonflame was caught in that Incinerate, so the Swampert is going to be able to throw this Hydro Cannon, knock out that Talonflame, trying to swap out. You see the swap button, trying to go wall raid, but look at this backline matchup. It's the Surfetch. Look at this thing. It's going to be trying to go for the Leaf Blade, but the wall raid will get there to the Icicle Spear first.
This is a Shadow Wall Rain. Icicle Spear packs a punch, and the fighting type Surfetch is going to try to withstand it. Let's see if it hangs on.
And Surfetch takes way more damage than the other fighting types that you usually see. It's almost gone now. It's gonna have to throw this Leaf Blade, but look, this Surfetch health is just so low. It could even get Mudshotted down, possibly.
All right, we do see the Leaf Blade come through here. Super effective damage. Shadow Wall Rain faints from the field, but we do see the Swampert come in, just like you mentioned, Butters, and it Mudshots all the way through.
But the huge problem here, it's the Cresselia, and the Cresselia is already at the Grass Knot. This is double super effective. This Swampert is not gonna be able to hang on.
Swampert gets KO'd by the Cresselia, and what a fast match. That was like lightning striking.
Yeah, talk about picking up the tempo, picking up the speed at the end here, the final stretches. Wow, really good alignment there, the Cresselia into the Swampert, forcing all that switch action, and really smartly double shielding the Talonflame. Even though it was really impressive that the Trevenant was able to force 2 protect shields, double protect shielding that Talonflame, able to keep alignment.
Now, we've talked about this Wigglytuff being so difficult to rein in, and we did see such good play there from Gandalf. Even though the Wigglytuff did not appear, I felt like he was ready for it, and we did have the Talonflame get responded to by the Trevenant. But Trevenant, my goodness, 2 Shadow Balls, forcing both shields.
Yeah, that's why Trevenant is such a good safe swap. With that, just a couple Shadow Claw ahead of a Pokemon, you get that extra energy, and you get to those Shadow Balls that are just super impactful. And you saw there, the Talonflame was forced to shield it, or else it would have gone down.
Now, the more I look at these teams, the more Trevenant stands out to me for Munchlax2000. Look at these matchups. You have a fighter, you have a water type, you have a ground type, you have a psychic type Cresselia as well, with no super effective charge attacks versus the Ghost Grass Trevenant.
Right, and we do see the Talonflame, so it's probably gonna be Talonflame game number 2. Oh no, this was actually, looks like a mistake, locking in with an auto-recommended party. They are gonna quit out there and redo the match. That was a little flub there by the great GandalfTheYxllw.
Sometimes when you're trying to select your team, you hit the OK button, and sometimes you're on the main stage in Indianapolis and you forget to press the OK button, and it gives you an auto-suggested team. So we will see our trainers go ahead and select. There are 2 Munchlaxes on stage. Are they multiplying up there, Butters?
Yeah, it seems like it. I think every time we cut back to the camera, there's going to be another Munchlax, so keep your eye out. Yeah, really interesting matchup here, because like we mentioned, the Talonflame can scare off the Wigglytuff a little bit, and it's a good answer to that Trevenant that you were mentioning. So how does GandalfTheYxllw optimize that Talonflame gameplay?
Exactly. Talonflame is so useful, and sometimes when you have a Pokemon that has such flexibility, such utility, and it needs to play a role in your battles, you have to decide where is the best spot to put the Talonflame. Do you put it in the lead? Do you leave it in a neutral matchup? Do you swap it out and save it for later? How do you position your Talonflame for the most possible success?
Yes, and how do you adapt? Because like, you will maybe find it in the wrong position, and once again, it's the Cresselia into Swampert. It's once again a safe swap Trevenant Trevenant met by the Talonflame. Deja vu.
Do not adjust your television screens. This is indeed game 2, and we do see the Talonflame reaching for the flame charge, but Trevenant strikes first.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to play out the exact same way. The Shadow Ball is going to be shielded up, and the Talonflame's probably going to go for that flame charge once again. We're going to see if it's a 0 bubble once again by GandalfTheYxllw.
GandalfTheYxllw actually swiping a few bubbles this time, and Trevenant shielding just like we saw before. So again, these trainers are predicting what might be in the back. Is this the same team as game 1 or not?
Yeah, and there is a little bit of a different backline matchup. Once again, just barely holding on to get to the Shadow Ball, forcing the second. No, a change in strategy, not valuing alignment for GandalfTheYxllw.
But look at this, a Swampert comes in, and it gets a revenge against the Trevenant with a mud shot down.
My goodness, the biggest threat to this Swampert is out of the way. Now this Shadow Swampert is going to be able to unleash the Hydro Cannons.
Shadow Swampert able to gather 2 mud shots, which means it will definitely outpace the Swampert here to the first Hydro Cannon. We see the first one come through, so much damage. Let's see if we get a return Hydro Cannon. No, an attempted switch out.
Tried the swap and then met by the Cresselia into the Registeel. This is not good for GandalfTheYxllw. Registeel resists everything this Cresselia can throw at it.
Registeel instant no shield by Munchlax2000. Recognizes he's in a commanding position in terms of this matchup. Let's see if he goes for this Zap Cannon first. I suspect he will.
And it does. It is going to come out first to debuff the Cresselia 2 stages of attack before the next Moonblast is going to be coming out. I'm just thinking about GandalfTheYxllw deciding to not shield the Talonflame and not care about alignment. And you think, seeing this now, you would like to care about alignment.
You would care about alignment a lot, but hindsight is 2020. And we are going to look here. Cresselia, I mean, had such a good matchup against the Swampert in game 1, but now this is a no good, rotten day for the Psychic type.
Yeah, and right before the Registeel could throw, this Grass Knot is going to be coming out. The interesting thing is the switch timer is back. Are we going to see a combo play? No, we don't, and it's actually a Focus Blast. This is going to be resisted. I'm not sure how much this is going to do to the Cresselia.
This comes down to knowing your matchups, recognizing how much HP this will take, and Cresselia can't hang on. Here comes the Swampert.
Oh, actually, it looks like Cresselia literally has 1 health in the back. Swap into the Hydro Cannon, into the Shadow Swampert. Is going to force the Protect Shield, but Munchlax has energy.
Oh my goodness, let's see. Swampert needs to reach 2 Hydro Cannons. You need to crack a Protect Shield and then land some damage. Let's see if this first one gets shielded or if they save it for the final Pokemon. Munchlax forced to shield. There's a lot of pressure being applied here.
The battle of the Swamperts at the end here, and going for the Earthquake, actually, and getting to it first. Look at this Earthquake.
Gets the CMP exchange. It gets to fire Earthquake first. Wow, Earthquake KOs the Shadow Swampert. Was that Gandalf's last chance?
Oh my goodness, and gets the mud shot, the Cresselia down as well. Wow.
Wow, wow is all I can say. That was just razor thin margins, a single mud shot. I have to be honest, when Munchlax continued to build those mud shots, continued to gather energy, I got really concerned.
Yeah, I was right there with you. I'm like, I think the Hydro Cannon's enough. I think you can knock out with the Hydro Cannon. You're risking losing CMP. Oftentimes, the Shadow can win the charge move priority. So going for that Earthquake was a little bit risky, but maybe the Swampert would have just held on barely. You don't know, but it worked out.
These are the small micro nuances of these battles. Maybe there's a CMP tie earlier in the tournament and they recognize that a Swampert was able to win charge move priority and fire its move first against the other, and you carry that information into the next game. You know, if I am paired up in a mirror match, Swampert versus Swampert, I will always get my move first.
Yes, and yeah, you can carry that on for the rest of the match, the rest of the series, but wow. What composure to go for that Earthquake. I was at the edge of my seat, and it actually paid off. The Earthquake landed, and then just 1 little mud shot, down goes Cresselia.
Both of these trainers have been so fast to lock in their teams, and we are locked in again. Surfetched, Swampert.
Once again, this is playing out the same way, and we saw game number 1, GandalfTheYxllw double Protect Shield of the Talonflame to maintain switch advantage, and you have to expect it's going to be repeated in game number 3 here.
Oh my goodness, going for the Seed Bomb, has gone for Shadow Ball 2 games straight. Do we get a shield? And we get a shield again! This was an incredible bait by Munchlax.
And wow, yeah, knowing that these matchups have played out exactly the same, Munchlax in game number 3 deciding to switch it up. And once again, the Flame Charge is shielded here. This Trevenant needs to get to a Shadow Ball. But the thing is, I don't think the Trevenant can get to 2 moves no matter what after that bait. Oh,
Oh my goodness, rolling the dice. Munchlax goes for the second seed bomb and grabs the second shield too.
Yeah, and this Incinerate is going to be going through here, but it survives. It needs to get to a Seed Bomb. No, it does not. The Seed Bomb would be double resisted anyway, but once again, GandalfTheYxllw going for alignment, has energy, could force a Protect Shield here.
GandalfTheYxllw demonstrating his mastery over the Talonflame. It is double boosted, the shields are down, and Registeel is about to get roasted.
And I believe game number 1, Munchlax brought out Swampert, so this is a blind Flame Charge, and that's not great. Munchlax shaking his head, and here comes the swap into the Swampert, but this Talonflame's getting dangerously close to Brave Bird, and it's gonna get to the Brave Bird.
Triple boosted. We're going to see that shield come up from the Munchlax as we see the emotions playing out on the stage as well. Got to protect the Swampert to protect any chance to win this series.
And Talonflame is just hanging out in the sky there, forcing Swampert to throw energy. Finally, a swap into the Surf Edge. But look, this is going to be the Earthquake. Surf Edge cannot take too much damage. This Earthquake is going to be able to threaten a knockout, and it is.
Munchlax cracks the earth. Swampert Swampert Earthquake is able to KO the Surfetched.
My goodness, now going into the Shadow Swampert. Another Earthquake is being threatened, no, but just going for the Hydro Cannon instead this time, not trying to get all the way to the Earthquake. Swampert is Munchlax's last hope.
Oh my goodness, we see the Hydro Cannon here. Shadow Swampert absorbs that damage and reaches for a Hydro Cannon right here just before Munchlax's Swampert reaches another.
Both of these Swamperts are quite low. This is a Hydro Cannon that should knock out the opposing Swampert. What is in the back for Munchlax? It's a very low Registeel, possibly in range of Hydro Cannon.
Here comes the final Hydro Cannon of what could be a game-deciding match. Looks like a Hydro Cannon coming through here. Registeel, can it hang on?
And Munchlax giving a little clap to the opponent, knowing this one might be over. The Talonflame comes back in, fitting, because that Talonflame did so much in game number 3.